Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Susan. I was not planning on talking today, but 11th of June 2021, my life changed, and basically I got a call. My son had gone to school, and he had just started a new school maybe 6 months beforehand, and the school kept saying, oh, he's getting to school late. It was quite far. So I kept telling him, get to school on time, get to school on time. So this particular morning, when I woke up, he was already gone. So I was like, yep, he listened. A few hours later, I get a call. The school said, you better get to the school quick. Something's happened to your son. So I said, how? School hasn't even started yet. This don't make no sense. But anyway, I jumped in the car. We got down to the school. By the time we got to the school, the teacher said, are you Jalan's mum? I said, yeah. She took my hand and she started running. And my heart started beating. And by the time I got down the road, I saw the red tent. My son was already dead. I didn't say goodbye. I hadn't even said goodbye. So that day, I sat and watched it play like it was a film. People running around, doing all kind of things. All kind of things. I'm just watching it play out. It's like I wasn't even there. And then it reached how many hours later, they took his body up, they drove it off. And I was left standing there and I was like, what am I actually supposed to be doing now? Like, am I supposed to go home without my son? Like, what is this? So my friends that came, family that came, we all stood together, we prayed. But I still had to go home without my son. He had a little sister. She was around 10 that time. And I think that was the worst feeling of having to sit my daughter down and explain her brother ain't coming back. He just went to school. How do you tell children to go to school, be on time, and then they don't come back? He didn't come back. That little girl had to deal with that. And the thing is, the joke is my phone died. My phone died. So by the time I got home and I put the phone on, I'm seeing rest in peace, rest in. I'm like, how does everyone know this? People were filming it online. It was online. By the time I got home, everyone had seen it. My son dying. And what's broken my heart is when I went to court, I thought, there's so much CCTV. There's all the cameras, people were filming. Everyone saw everything. This boy's going to get in so much trouble. The day of the sentencing, there was so much police in the place. And I was thinking, a serial killer must be here. I didn't even think that they were here for me because they knew by the time they told me this boy was actually going to get, I would lose my mind. He wasn't going to get much time. It wasn't murder. It was, what do you call it? Manslaughter. But you saw him get, this little boy that killed my son had ordered 12 Rambo knives offline. He distinguished them in different parts. He didn't even know my son like that. But he killed my son. And then he went to school.
Please like and share. Please like and share.
He went to school.
Do what you can.
And it's only because all the children had filmed it. By the time he got to school, the police were like, let's go. But this is the mentality of people that they're not right. And then I go to court and the people are saying to me and my family, do not give them dirty looks. Do not look at that boy. The only person that can cry in that courtroom is the mum. If anyone makes any noise, they have to get out. That's how they treated me and my family. Right? And that boy that did it, he was sleeping in court. They kept asking him, are you all right? Do you want to rest? Do you need a cup of tea? Do you want a coffee? Do you want a break? I didn't get none of that. And so after that day, when they say it breaks families, losing someone can break families. And I tell you, after that, it's just been drama for my daughter. She went a week later. It was my daughter's birthday. How do you go from I've you've lost a child to, oh my God, I've got to celebrate this child's life. It's when part of you is dead. Part of me died that day. I saw my son on the floor. That was me. I died with him. Piece of me died with him. So when people see me sometimes laughing and joking, trust me, it's an everyday battle. I have to say to myself, come on, Sue, you got this today. You've got this today. And I have to think of things to keep myself busy, because if I don't, I will lose my head, I will lose my hairline, and no one will be there to support me. And I've got a child now. I have to be alive for too and tell her, even though part of you is gone, you must still survive. So it's difficult living in this world when you're half alive and you're half dead. Something needs to be done. And every time I look on the news, another child, it breaks my heart. Because I feel what these people are going to go through, and it's not nice. It's not a nice feeling to be here. And in a way, it's mad because my son has brought me all these people into my life, and it's like, I didn't want this, but I have to be here. A lot of people are like, why are you going to this? Why are you doing this to yourself? Like, why put yourself in this position if it keeps making you sad? But if I don't, then what is the point of it? What is the point of my son? And he was everything to me. You lot, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's you, Ross. Absolutely emotional, bruv. Believe you me, mate. Emotional. Chris Lambriana is going to speak in a minute.
Everyone's speeches have just made me cry.
Did you go down that road where
anyway,
the security guards are?
Good afternoon. Thank God the rain's finally stopped. My name is Samina Khalid, and I'm
you went down there.
the mum of Cameron Khalid, who unfortunately life was taken away in 2021, just after COVID.
Could you see the
I don't know what to say.
cable cars? Right.
You don't have to be involved
where
in
the
a gang.
station is?
It doesn't have to be county lines, which is why I've said to Boris Johnson at the time,
You see
Boris Johnson.
where the building
He says,
is?
oh, you'll do more for county lines, but as many people have said, you don't have to be in that
building?
life to actually fight for your life, for your child's life to be taken. And it was road rage. That's what it is. You see young kids today, you see guys saying, oh, I'm not letting you in front of me.
Where did
Well,
you go?
they
Did
all
you go
learn
down that dead
to
end
be a
road
bit
where the
angry, but
building, where they're
unfortunately,
doing all
instead
the
of getting
building
out and
work?
maybe slashing someone's tyre or maybe getting out and having a punch up, they're carrying knives.
Yes, please.
And unfortunately, the three boys that killed my son, they actually went home and collected a knife.
Did you
So
pass the
Petty
security
went from
guard on your
manslaughter
right
to
then?
murder.
That's you, Roger. Yes, we
And
definitely
one
do,
boy
mate.
was as young as
If
15.
anyone can share this
18,
video,
and
please do so, yeah.
The eldest was married with three children.
If you'd like to comment, feel free.
24 years old.
If you can share this video anywhere you can, thanks a lot.
But yeah, all the shenanigans that go on the court is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it was during COVID, so obviously I was limited of how many people can come into court. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, just the other family, I've just got no shame either. Your child has just taken my son's life. And then when the doctor comes out and says your son was stabbed or was injured 42 times in less than 3 minutes, I'm thinking, hold on a minute, that's definitely not one person. Because if I just count the number, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm exhausted even just counting it. How is somebody doing that? That is a psycho, that is frenzy. And those kids, because I'm calling them kids, need to, and luckily they're inside, because they can't be walking on the streets. It's not safe for anyone to be walking around if you can actually just do that to someone because you don't like the way they drove. And that's what it is, it's ego. It's big egos, it's pride. And that's why I actually, my son's name was he still is, Cameron Yusuf Khalid, and somebody said, keep your cool. And I went, yeah, that's what my son is. That's keep your cool. And we called it the KYK project. So we thought, you know what, kids need to keep your cool, because like somebody just said, like, otherwise you're going to be facing the consequences of the rest of your life. You're either going to be 6 foot under or you're going to be serving life in prison. And I said that the 15-year-old, he's not doing his GCSEs. He's not having his mum's dinner. So I actually, I've got to meet some of the other mums here and Susan as well from other events. and they've just been nothing but support. So it's nice to see so many other mums coming together. I'd love to meet up and say hello to you, and I'm really sorry for your loss as well, especially when it's so recent and hard. And they say time is a healer. It's been 4 years, it is still not healing. I'm still don't even know what the time of day. In fact, it was the 28th of October, which is the anniversary coming up, so I wasn't even sure if I was coming, because it's only 3 days till the anniversary, and I'm like yourself, Sue, I'm just here. And when it happened, I didn't get the knock from the police. I got a knock from my son's friend. And I'm eternally grateful that he had to put his own feelings to one side to knock on my door and be that brave young man. And he said, Auntie, you need to come with me. I said, what do you mean, come with you? Where am I going? I thought I'm going to hospital. Because that's what my oldest son told me. He's his mum. Because obviously he just knew I wouldn't even leave the house if I get to... Anyway, little did I know that I was driving to my son's murder scene. The tent was already there. And I said to the police officer, where's my son? They said, oh, we just want to check some things out with you. I said, check what? He says, we think we've got your son. I said, listen, until I see my son, I'm not going to believe. And I said, and then they said, you will see your son. They will see you in the mortuary. I said, hold on a minute. I didn't carry my son for 9 months to see my son in a freezer. I said, I want to see him. Obviously, emotions were high, and I just was like, I need to somehow jump over that tape, get somehow close to my son, because they wouldn't allow me to see. And of course, then, whoever's been in that pain, the police ask you, how do we know he's your son? What do you want, a DNA test now? What do you want? So I had to now give him my ID to just prove that he's my son. How ridiculous is that? Then the police officer says, I said, listen, all I want to do is to see my son. Just let me go in that white tent. I don't care. I want to see what my son. First of all, I want to know it's my son. Because my son always told me he's coming home. Don't worry, Mum. Don't worry, Mum. I'm coming home to you. He always used to say that to me. So I don't believe that my son's there. They must have got mistaken identity. Anyway, and you know what the police officer says to me? Oh, you seem a bit educated. Maybe we'll let you in. Educated?
Afternoon, Maxine.
I said, my
Afternoon.
daughter was next to her, and I said, we're not getting into that right now.
Very emotional day.
Put the hazmat on. Obviously, if you wear a long dress, you know, you look like... I said, make sure it's an extra large. And I went in, and there my son was in the tent. And the police officers holding my arm, and I said, don't
Please share this video if you can, yeah,
and then
to
I saw
whoever.
my son, and they asked you that horrible question. Is he your son? I wish I could say it wasn't my son. I just only wish I could say, no, it's not my son. You've got it wrong. It was my son. And I already saw the scar on his forehead. But you know what I saw? Even though they had covered him up from neck down, because, like I said, it was 42 injuries, the amount of blood, he was still sitting in a pool of blood that they couldn't even cover up. And I'm like, why is there so much blood? Obviously, at that time, I didn't know it was 42, because I thought nobody does 42. People do about 6 or 1, you know, not 20 or 42. So why is there so much blood? So anyway, I don't wish any mum to actually having to identify their child body, especially when somebody else decides to play God and decides to take their life away. Because it is. They haven't lost their lives. Somebody's actually gone and taken their lives. And that's why I'm standing here in the cold. Because when I was waiting to see my son, I waited 12 hours in the cold. And people said, here's a blanket. I don't feel the cold.